Welcome to Ultimate Weapon Files, where we uncover the mechanical beasts that defined the greatest conflict in human history, World War II. The United States became the arsenal of democracy, producing an overwhelming volume of military vehicles that would eventually crush the Axis powers. From the frozen forests of the Ardennes to the tropical beaches of the Pacific, American machinery was the backbone of Allied victory. We begin our journey with the M2 light tank, a pre-war design that served primarily as a training vehicle for American crews. Although it never saw significant combat, the M2 provided the essential blueprint for the more advanced light tanks that would follow shortly. The M3. Stuart arrived next, bringing speed and reliability to the battlefield, quickly becoming a favorite for reconnaissance missions in North Africa. British crews affectionately nicknamed the M3 the Honey because of its smooth ride and high reliability compared to their own Crusader tanks. Despite its small 37mm main gun, the Stuart was fast enough to flank enemies and escape dangerous situations very quickly. The evolution continued with the M5 Stuart, featuring improved sloped armor and twin Cadillac engines that offered smoother automatic transmission for drivers. These light tanks were the eyes and ears of the armored divisions, scouting ahead to locate enemy positions for the heavier armor. The M3 Lee was a stopgap measure, featuring a unique design with a 75mm gun mounted directly in the hull sponson. While it had a high silhouette and limited gun traverse, the Lee provided crucial firepower to the British forces fighting in Africa. Then came the legend, the M4 Sherman, which became the definitive symbol of American armored power and industrial might during the war. Designed for mass production, the Sherman prioritized reliability and ease of transport, allowing thousands to be shipped to every Allied combat field. Its 75mm gun was excellent for infantry support, capable of firing high explosive shells that decimated enemy fortifications and soft targets. As German armor improved, the Sherman was upgraded with a high-velocity 76mm gun to better penetrate thick enemy steel. The jumbo variant added heavy armor plating, allowing it to lead columns and absorb punishment that would destroy standard medium tanks instantly. The M4 A3E8, known as the Easy 8, featured a wider suspension system that offered a smoother ride and better flotation on soft ground. Some Shermans were fitted with the T-34 Calliope rocket launcher, delivering a devastating saturation barrage that terrified enemy troops in the open. Late in the war, the M26 Pershing arrived as a true heavy tank, finally giving American crews a weapon to match the Tiger. U.S. doctrine called for specialized tank destroyers, vehicles designed specifically to hunt enemy armor, using speed and powerful guns rather than armor. The M10 Wolverine was the first answer, built on a Sherman chassis but carrying a potent 3-inch anti-tank gun in an open turret. Speed was the ultimate weapon for the M18 Hellcat, recognized as the fastest tracked vehicle of the war, reaching 50 miles per hour. Hellcat crews used hit-and-run tactics, utilizing their unmatched mobility to flank slower German heavy tanks and strike their weaker side armor. The M36 Jackson brought the big guns, mounting a 90mm cannon that could destroy almost any German tank from long range. It was one of the few American vehicles capable of knocking out heavy German armor, like the Panther and Tiger from the front. Mobile artillery was crucial, and the M7 Priest mounted a 105mm howitzer on a tank chassis for rapid support. Named for the pulpit-like machine gun ring, the Priest could keep pace with advancing tank columns, providing immediate and devastating artillery barrages. For heavier targets, the M12 gun motor carriage, nicknamed King Kong, deployed a massive 155mm gun. Designed to smash concrete bunkers and fortified positions, the M12 played a vital role in breaking through the Siegfried Line defenses. The evolution of self-propelled artillery culminated in the M40, which offered even greater range and stability for the final push into Germany. These mobile guns ensured that American infantry always had heavy fire support available, regardless of how fast the front line moved forward. Reconnaissance was handled by the M8 Greyhound, a six-wheeled armored car that was fast, quiet, and perfect for patrolling ahead of columns. With a 37mm gun and light armor, the Greyhound relied on stealth and speed to gather intelligence without engaging heavy enemies. The M20 utility car was a turretless variant of the Greyhound, used extensively as a command vehicle and for transporting high-ranking officers. Although less common in U.S. service, the heavy T-17 Staghound was produced in large numbers and highly valued by British and Commonwealth forces. The M3 half-track became the primary troop carrier, combining the cross-country mobility of a tank with the cargo capacity of a truck. It allowed mechanized infantry to keep up with the tanks, offering protection from small arms fire and shrapnel during the advance. The M16 variant, known as the Meat Chopper, mounted 450 caliber machine guns, creating a deadly storm of lead against low-flying aircraft. While designed for anti-aircraft use, troops quickly discovered it was terrifyingly effective when leveled against enemy infantry positions on the ground. In the vast Pacific theater, the LVT series, known as alligators or water buffaloes, became essential for storming Japanese-held island beaches. Unlike landing craft, the tracked LVT could climb over sharp coral reefs and continue driving inland, delivering Marines directly into combat. The improved LVT-4 featured a rear ramp, allowing heavy equipment and vehicles to be unloaded safely under the cover of armor protection. AMTanks, or LVTs, A's, were fitted with tank turrets to provide immediate fire support during the critical first moments of an amphibious assault. The DUKW, affectionately called the Duck, was a six-wheel drive amphibious truck that revolutionized logistics by bridging the gap between ships and shore. It could ferry supplies from cargo ships directly to inland depots without stopping, keeping the Allied armies fed and fueled constantly. No vehicle is more iconic than the Willys Jeep, a small four-wheel drive marvel that served every role imaginable on the battlefield. General Eisenhower listed the Jeep as one of the three primary tools that won the war, alongside the landing craft and the Dakota. It served as a scout car, ambulance, command vehicle, and supply carrier, proving that size does not always equal importance in war. Ford also produced the vehicle as the GPW, and parts were completely interchangeable with the Willys MB, simplifying logistics for mechanics everywhere. Bridging the gap between Jeeps and heavy trucks was the Dodge WC series, tough utility vehicles used for weapons carrying and transport. The WC-54 ambulance variant saved countless lives, rushing wounded soldiers from the front lines to surgical hospitals over difficult terrain. The GMCCKW, known as the Jimmy, was the workhorse of the U.S. Army, a 2.5-ton truck that kept the armies moving. During the Red Ball Express, these trucks formed a non-stop conveyor belt of supplies, fueling the rapid Allied advance across France. To keep the armor fighting, specialized recovery vehicles like the M31 were used to retrieve damaged tanks from the battlefield for repair. The massive M26 Dragon Wagon was an armored transporter designed to recover the heaviest tanks and carry them back to maintenance depots. For rapid communication, dispatch riders on Harley-Davidson WLA motorcycles wove through traffic, delivering vital orders when radio silence was necessary. From the smallest motorcycle to the heaviest tank, American industry provided the tools that allowed Allied soldiers to liberate a continent. Thank you for watching this comprehensive archive. Subscribe to Ultimate Weapon Files for more military history. Until next time, keep history alive.